Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning into another video. I am going to talk to you guys today, girl. We're about to talk. Okay, so what I want to preface this video by saying is I believe it was Pastor Keon Henderson from Lighthouse Church or he included this part in his sermon. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I believe it was a recent sermon, or it was recent when I saw it. So, but he was talking about the three Hebrew boys. And he was talking about how they were in the fire and how when they came out, they were not bound by the fire, but whatever was holding them bound was destroyed. Like their skin wasn't tarnished, they didn't get third-degree burns, whatever. They were not consumed by the fire, but the one thing that was bounding them, the ropes that were bounding them, were destroyed. So take that. Okay. I could stop the video right there, but we're gonna keep going. So, if you haven't heard of the story about the three Hebrew boys, sometimes I have to say it slow because it's kind of hard to say it. But in Daniel chapter 3, it talks about the three Hebrew boys. And in this sermon, or in this chapter, the three Jews were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they would not respect the gods or worship the gods that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And I'm just going to read some of that to you real quick. So I'm going to start at verse 16, and this is the Message version. So it says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered King Nebuchadnezzar, your threats mean nothing to us. If you throw us in the fire, the God we serve can rescue us from your roaring furnace and anything else you might cook up, O king. But if he doesn't, it wouldn't make a bit of difference, O king. We still wouldn't serve your gods or worship the goat statue you set up. So basically, after they said that, Nebuchadnezzar was mad. He was big mad because the three Hebrew boys would not worship the gods that were set up. So he put, the furnace was hot. So the flames from the furnace killed the men who carried Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in it while the fire raged around them. And I believe that was verse 23. So let me go back. Sorry, y'all. To verse 19. So it says, Nebuchadnezzar, his face purple with anger, cut off Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He ordered the furnace fired up 7 times hotter than usual. He ordered some strong men from the army to tie them up hands and feet and throw them into the roaring furnace. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, bound hand and foot, fully dressed from head to toe, were pitched into the roaring fire. Put a pin right there and just put that in your little memory bank, okay? We're going to go back to that. So because the king was in such a hurry and the furnace was so hot, flames from the furnace killed the men who carried Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to it while the fire raged around Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Sometimes the people that are carrying you that are just manipulating you and using you and trying to get you to trip up or to fall or to stumble into something that is going to destroy you, God will cause it or for them to be destroyed by the one thing that they are trying to use to destroy you, and not in a way to where it physically kills them, but God will cause them to be completely erased from the plan that they thought, the trap that they thought that they set up for you, they're going to fall into. Like God is going to cover you in the fire around those that are trying to just cause such distractions and cause chaos in your life. That God is going to be like, nope, you go, you're destroyed. I'm going to cover my child and protect them in the fire. So the three Hebrew boys were completely clothed. They were bound hand and foot into the fire that was set up 7 times hotter than normal. So it was really the intent of the enemy, Nebuchadnezzar, that the enemy was using was to completely make sure that they were just wiped completely out. So, and that was verse 23. So verse 24 says, Suddenly King Nebuchadnezzar jumped up in alarm and said, Didn't we throw 3 men bound hand and foot into the fire? That's right, O king, they said. But look, he said, I see 4 men walking around freely in the fire, completely unharmed, and the 4th man looks like a son of the gods. I ain't gonna cry on this video. I'm not gonna cry on this video. Y'all, can you imagine that it's like when you're going through a fire, you're going through a trying time, that God is in there with you? Like, not only was he like, nope, I got them, but he covered them in a way that they weren't burned, their clothes weren't burned, that they weren't consumed, that the one thing that the enemy tried to use to destroy them, that God broke the chains, broke, burned the ropes that had them tied hand and foot. Like, they couldn't, if we think physically, how that would feel, like spiritually, some of us are like that, to where we're just completely bound. We feel helpless. We feel that we can't defend ourselves, or we can't get out of our situations. And God is there saying, like, nope, you feel helpless, but I am your help. I am your strength. And when you feel like those moments where the fire is burning, like, God, this is a trial that I have never been through in my life, that he is right there with you. And it's not, it doesn't say, or I don't know how long that they were in the fire, or how that process or that situation had occurred. But sometimes we feel like we're going through stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm here by myself, or this is my life, this is just what it's going to be. And it's like, no, I'm not only going to cover you, I'm going to cause the one thing that had you bound to be destroyed. The people that were setting you up are going to be destroyed, and when you come out, you won't even be bound. I'm just saying, if you can think about that. I mean, if you don't get happy, you gotta get happy about your situation. A lot of times we just take it for what it is. Like, nah, fight back. We be, people are real hard, in the world, and you be just ready to buck on somebody and do this and say that. But when we get into spiritual warfare, we're very timid. Like, I get it, you get there sometimes, but sometimes, all the time we need to be fighting back, because we can't be no punks and be proclaiming to be followers of Christ, because he wasn't no punk. But anyway, so then when he came out, Nebuchadnezzar said, blessed be to God. Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Let me just scroll up. Hold on. So after verse 27, all the important people, the government leaders, and the king's counselors gathered around to examine them, and discovered that the fire hadn't so much as touched the three men, not a hair singed, not a scorch mark on their clothes, not even the smell of fire on them. So when you come out of this storm, when you come out of feeling like, God, I'm barely making it paycheck to paycheck, because you're going to come out. When you feel like, Lord, I don't have enough to make ends meet, or God, I'm sitting here waiting for a job, or, I'm believing you for this increase. I'm believing you for, all of these different types of things. Whatever you are in need of, I stand in the gap and say that God will bring you out. That not only will he destroy what is trying to destroy you, but there will not be a trace of remnants of what was trying to consume you. Your mind will be sound. You will have peace in your heart. You will have peace in your mind. You will have strength in your soul and strength in your spirit. It will not destroy you. And if they can be fearless and stand on God's word, like, God, it may not have, if he does it, great. And if he don't, he's still able. Like, God, I don't know where this situation is going to end, when the situation is going to end. I don't know how, but I'm just going to stand that you are still able. And a lot of times we expect God to respond based on our expectation, and I'm learning that, especially in this season. Like, no, it's supposed to turn out this way. Like, God, do it like this, bless me like this, confirm it like this. And it's like, God, I throw up my hands and I just surrender to however you decide to do it, because when I come out of this and when I receive whatever you have for me, that one, that you will be glorified, that it will be all you, none of me. Two, that I will be able to stand strong and say, okay, I've made it, and it did not destroy me, and it will not consume me. And I am just, y'all, if you get a chance, just go back and read Daniel chapter 3 and just really meditate that, what happened, like physically, how do you think that felt? Like, what do you think their mindset was? And just to just rest, like, they might not have seen God when they went in there, even though he's, Jesus is always with us. But when he's walking around with you, like, there's nothing that can It may get near you, you may feel the fire, but it will not touch you, it will not scorch you. You won't even smell like that fire. Like, just be encouraged, y'all. Okay, let me get off of this because I'm about to be like a hot mess and mess up my makeup, and we're not doing that on camera. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys on the next video. If anybody wants to know, I do not know where this sweater came from. It's my sister's and I took it. My lipstick is LAX by ColourPop. It's just like brown, maroonish shade. So yeah, but I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, weekend, whenever you watch this video. Feel free to share. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, blessbeautiesblog_vlog. I think that's what all the YouTubers say, I guess. I don't know. But I will see you guys in the next video. And until next time, bye you guys. Bye.